And I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
Welcome to another episode of Core Top Tens. My name's Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Bobby.
Robin J.
And Hunter.
Be happier next time, would you?
Yeah. Smile a little bit, will you?
All right. So, as you all know, we are gearing up for the lovely Oscar season. So, since we did this, we started looking through and we wanted to go ahead and talk about the least deserving Oscar winners. And it could be any category. We really leaned on like 3 categories. Obviously, like, guys, we didn't really care about like sound editing and all that. Like, I don't care enough about
we're up
that
to the big
Oscar.
dogs.
Don't give me no.
But we have a good list, and it's going to be fun. All right, gentlemen, are you ready?
Ready.
So, we're going to start it off in 10th place. This was voted on by one person. This was their number 5, coming with 6 points. And this is the only one that was voted on by solely one person. It is going back to an iconic movie, very big. Actually, at one point was the highest grossing movie of all time. It is the Best Picture winner, Titanic, voted on by Max. He says it should have been LA Confidential or Good Will Hunting should have won that.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
LA Confidential is a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's a stat cast, too.
Sure is. Yeah, I just put it pretty much because, as I said, I thought those other 2 movies were better. But Titanic won it because it broke all the box office records and all that. I'm not saying Titanic was a bad movie, but it is clearly inferior to those other 2.
It's not a good movie in my opinion, but you know.
It is not a bad
It's
movie.
fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Way too long. Way too long.
It is long.
Yeah.
It took 2 VHS tapes. 2 VHS tapes.
I'm sorry, that dance scene in the middle, like, that was like 10 minutes long. Didn't need to do that.
My biggest gripe of this movie is this old woman Rose. You know, this whole movie is like, oh, Jack was like the love of my life. It was like what, a weekend fling? Disregard your husband of X amount of years. Disregard your kids. No. It's all about Jack and the one time we had sex.
That was kind of odd. I do agree with that. I was like, man, she had a whole lifetime with this guy and buried his children. And she's like, no, my weekend fling that ended in disaster is more important to me.
But sorry, Max, this is more yours.
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just, it's just the story. Now, of course, this is based on a real event. The story itself between Jack and Rose isn't real, but I just thought the stories for LA Confidential and Good Will Hunting were just so much more intriguing. And I feel like they have a better legacy. I feel like Titanic's legacy is not bad. People remember it, but people don't talk about it as if it's a good movie. No one really talks about it as a Oscar-winning movie. They just know it was a big hit in the 90s. I honestly forgot it won the Oscar until I started looking at this.
That's true. You got a good point. I mean, we've talked about this movie before in most overrated movies. So,
And the fact that this was the first billion-dollar movie makes me a little sad.
all right, we're going to go into our number 9, coming in with 9 points. This was voted on by 2 people. This is going into the director. This one is one that's not talked about as much, but I feel should be spoken about more. It was voted on by myself and Max. It was Roman Polanski winning Best Director for The Pianist over Martin Scorsese for Gangs of New York.
There are multiple reasons I chose this. One,
Well, yeah, because Roman
Polanski should not even been.
Isn't it nuts that they let him win well after the not even allegations, the crime?
the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, this happened. Yeah, he was already convicted and everything, and he shouldn't have been allowed to be nominated for it because obviously he was proven guilty. There's no debate about it. Another reason is kind of similar to Titanic, but even on a greater scale. Who talks about The Pianist anymore? Does anybody?
The main thing people remember is Halle Berry's making out with him on the award or something.
Oh yeah, for the stage. I mean, Adrian Brody did give a great performance. I will give him that.
That's fine.
The
I mean, there are a lot of great
fine.
performances.
But
Gangs of New York is a much more relevant film. I just think Gangs of New York stands the test of time, and now it's kind of hard to judge that when you're doing it live in 2002. You don't know that, but still.
And you know the Academy Award, they love this type of film. They love the type of
I
film.
know I hate the films that pander to them.
That's
They
why
do love these films.
we're going to talk about several more of these pandering movies.
If you want to know, IMDb is the 33rd best movie of all time.
Which one, Pianist or Gangs of New York?
Pianist. Gangs of New York does not make the top 250.
Okay, it's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna go. As anybody who would know me, Gangs of New York is one of my favorite films of all time. It's actually my top 5.
I'm not disagree with you on that, but
I will die on this hill, and I will also say
You are dying on that hill.
it is Martin Scorsese's best film. Yes.
no, it is not.
Better than Departed. Yes, it is his best film.
Scorsese's best film? Are you you've seen Raging Bull and King of Comedy, right?
So let's go ahead. Hold on, fellas. Let's go ahead and ask each one. All right, Bobby. Jacob.
King of Comedy.
All right, Hunter.
I would probably say good. I could probably name 10 Scorsese movies before I would come up with Gangs of New York. Honestly,
I think 10 is an exaggeration, but good.
I'm gonna start. But anyway, continue, Philip. I just can't believe it's your favorite Scorsese movie. Holy shit!
Yes, it is. It's so good.
It is good. It is good.
The story is good. The acting again. Daniel Day-Lewis. I put down. And we talked about this is my favorite performance of his as well. Not this. I will also agree with.
It's not his best. No.
I would also say it's not his best because My Big Left Foot was his best.
My Left Foot, yeah, is his best.
my favorite performance was here. I feel if you watch the movie's so intrinsic, and the whole time you're watching it, it's really being a period piece. It's really explaining the time well, but also giving you such a good story with everything. Yes, I know some people say Cameron Diaz's acting. Yes, it was atrocious.
Yeah, it was.
And Leonardo DiCaprio and everybody else was great, but
that's like the one thing. I was like, what was Scorsese thinking, even having her in there? Like, what?
I know. She's the main reason why that movie's not higher for me, dude, to be honest with you.
Which I don't even dislike Cameron Diaz. It's just this is not a movie for her.
She's so out of place.
Does she even act
takes
anymore?
away from the movie to me.
It's kind of like Godfather 3 or something, but it just sticks out so bad because of all the other fine performances around it.
Yeah.
Spoiler: this is not going to be the last time we talk about a Scorsese film.
No, I will say I agree with what Max said earlier. Planes should never be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, it's in poor taste.
If we're going to ban Will Smith for a slap, we're not going to ban someone for sodomy and,
All right, what's next, Phil?
All right. We are going to go into our number 8, coming in with 11 points. This one was voted on by 3 people. It was myself, D3, and Max again, who's just keeps being on this list. Just keeps being on this list. And this is actually going from Scorsese losing 1 Oscar to 11 years later losing again. We're talking about Best Director winner Alfonso Cuarón winning for Gravity when it should have been Martin Scorsese for Wolf of Wall Street. Or Bobby and I also thank Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah,
either one of those movies.
I thought Gravity was good, but I was not blown away by it. Like, Best Director for that movie? I don't know about that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hated it.
You hated it? I enjoyed it. It's fine.
I watched it in theaters, and I just could not get into it. But the visual effects in that movie, I thought looked bad. It looked bad to me. The acting was meh, and the decision making of George Clooney did not make sense at all. So I just thought it was not fine. It was dog water.
Yeah, it was okay. It was a little boring. Honestly, I kind of was bored at times. But, like, when you look at these other ones, like, especially, like, for me, Wolf of Wall Street, are you kidding me? Did we not watch the same movie? Like, I went, oh my gosh, that was really good. Even 12 Years a Slave, that was really good. I'm just surprised they went with him. Also, I'm surprised, like, Martin Scorsese, I don't know if he pissed off the Oscars at one point. It just didn't make sense to me.
See, I would have been fine with that, but I do think overall 12 Years a Slave, Steve McQueen should have won. Because that movie was really good and very powerful, and it's one that was like Lupita Nyong'o's acting was she deserved that Oscar. And I'm actually shocked Gravity beat that. It just makes no sense how it is. 12 Years a Slave or Wolf of Wall Street did not beat Gravity. I don't even think Gravity is not that well directed compared to these other 2 films. Can you name me one standout moment from Gravity? Can you name me one?
The only thing anyone knows is when they get, was it George Clooney or Sandra Bullock gets blasted away? That's like the only things. Yeah, that's like the only thing people remember. So that's one scene, Bobby.
Makes so angry.
No, I pretty much said it, but just like you see Wolf of Wall Street, you're just like, this is an excellent film. You see Gravity, you're just not wowed by it. I think they just put Gravity in there just because it looked pretty.
So fake to me.
Yeah, I know. Some of the CGI was not great, but I think people, thought
One for best visual effects as well, but I don't see how that one for best visual effects.
I mean, 2013, I think it's pretty good for 2013, but,
Even when I saw it in 2013, I didn't like the visual effect.
I guess you just hated the damn movie, Bobby.
I do actually. I do. Not as much as like Thor Ragnarok or something like that, but
all comes back circle.
I know, we already got to talk. Let's move on before he gets in there. Let's go to the next one before we get into Thor Ragnarok again.
We're going to go into number 7. This one was voted on by only 2 people. Comes in with 15 points. Again, it was myself and Max.
Jesus Christ, dude.
my gosh.
So what better? We're actually going to go back to a movie we've already spoken about. We're actually talking about the Best Picture winner, Chicago, winning over Gangs of New York.
I chose this primarily because, I had never seen Chicago until fairly recently.
It sucks, dude.
I know, just saying. So, I watched with my wife. She's big on musicals. I hated Chicago. I didn't even think the music's good. I think the music's crap. I think the story's crap. I hate the whole deal. Everything is just terrible about this movie. I do not like it one bit.
One positive I'll give to Chicago. Richard Gere was great in that.
Richard Gere,
I
yeah.
thought Richard Gere was great.
2 positive bodies. Got some hot women in it. That's about it.
Very visually appealing.
Richard Gere was fantastic in that movie.
Like, there's a song in there. I forget. It was like the Cell Block Tango or something like that.
Oh my
I hate
god,
that.
I forgot about that. That is, yeah.
You didn't like the symbolism of when the what was she like rushing away when she pulled out the white card? I mean, she was innocent of her crime.
The whole thing, dude. Don't get me started. I can get on here and do a whole 40-minute diatribe of how that movie's terrible.
Yeah.
I won't
Also,
do
because you
that.
didn't like Catherine Zeta winning the Best Actress. I believe she won Best Actress for it.
I honestly couldn't
won
tell you
Best
who else was
Supporting.
nominated. Yeah, supporting and whatever. Supporting's fine.
Her and female people were nominated.
It's not a high bar to get supporting, so I'm not gonna be mad about it.
They won 6 Oscars.
But you
Yeah,
telling me
I just-
Chicago's better than Gangs of New York? Phillips' number 1
No,
Martin
it's
Scorsese
not,
movie?
I just can't get over that's his number 1 Scorsese movie. It's not even close.
It's, I don't
Yeah,
know how
dude, it
you're
is.
not putting it top 10. It is better.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I love that movie. Don't get me wrong.
We're going to our number 6. And this is the first time Max will not appear as
Oh, yeah. How about that? It suck to be you.
This one was actually voted on by the 3 people who have talked the least. Vitamin J, D3, and The Mountain.
Finally, some
Yeah.
representation.
Huh.
Came in with
What
19
is
points.
it?
It is Best Picture win, Shakespeare in Love, winning over Saving Private Ryan.
Bro,
I mean, does anything else need to be said?
Dude, Saving Private Ryan is the best fucking war movie ever made. And Shakespeare in Love winning Best Picture over Saving Private Ryan is an absolute travesty.
Shakespeare in Love when
It sucks,
it didn't
dude.
even,
It
it didn't
fucking
even
sucks.
yeah it, when after you done like this was an Oscar movie. Yeah, I don't see it, but I don't know. It's just it went out for me. Maybe other people who liked it just see something I don't see.
I mean, does anyone even talk about Shakespeare in Love?
No.
No.
People say that the opening scene was so well done that World War II veterans will have legit flashbacks to it. Actually, one World War II veteran joked that he said D-Day was not as loud as it was in the movie.
Dude, honestly, I need to rewatch Saving Private Ryan. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
It even has a Vin Diesel's in it. I don't even mind Vin Diesel in this movie.
Dude, when he died in that movie, it was so sad. And he
That
gives
was
him the
sad.
note to yeah, that was so sad.
It's probably the only good Vin Diesel performance, or at least passable one.
Yeah, because who's the one that gave the note to his wife or his daughter? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I couldn't even finish Shakespeare in Love. I saw like 30 minutes of it, and I was like, this movie's trash. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just couldn't buy the story.
I just don't know what the Academy was thinking. Like, what did they
love
see?
Shakespeare. They love Shakespeare.
Yeah, they freaking love it.
I guess the Shakespeare in Love people paid more. I don't know.
It had to be something like that.
Fellas, I have a confession to make. I have seen neither of these films.
You've never seen Saving Private Ryan?
Man, we might have to add it to the
Bro.
list. Then.
Okay, I'm adding that to the list. I'm adding that to the list right fucking now.
Towards the end, when the people were putting their hands up not to be shot, and they still got shot. Man, that translation makes it bad.
The stabbing scene too, where you're like slowly pushing the knife in. I'm like, oh.
I think you didn't save your buddy. I was getting mad watching that. Saying like, save your guy, save your.
I can't believe you've never seen that movie, Max. Like, the movie came out like what, 98?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, 98.
Yep.
Wow.
Look, hon, we had just watched Godfather, and that came out in 1972. Okay.
Yeah. I got a point there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Shakespeare in Love, Harvey Weinstein was the producer on Shakespeare in Love, so maybe he really pushed for it.
Did he produce
Yeah, he
Saving
probably
Private
did a
Ryan?
lot of things.
He did not produce Saving Private Ryan. He did not.
That's all I didn't know.
Yep.
And then, like, Gwyneth Paltrow also won for Best Actress.
That
No.
was
Does anyone really remember her role?
No.
no. Did no one remembers Fine's role performance either?
Yep.
Yeah, it's really a huge question of why this movie won, because I feel like this is one of the most common ones you'll see on these type of lists. And usually it ranks very highly of Shakespeare in Love. So people are just like, I don't know why it won then. I don't know why it won now. I just don't ever know.
Well, and it's also like one of those movies that, like, when people talk about, great 90s film, does anybody ever say Shakespeare in Love?
No.
Does anybody ever bring it up? Like, top 50, I don't feel them hearing it.
That probably wouldn't be in my list of 1,000 movies in '90s, dude.
Yeah.
Let's do
I
it.
don't feel anybody's talking about who are these people?
I was going to say one more thing. If you go to the top 10 least popular Best Picture wins on IMDb, Shakespeare in Love is in the top 10.
Another thing
What?
before we
No
go,
way.
fellas, this movie won 7 Oscars.
Wow.
Best, I'll go through them. Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Screenplay, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, and Best Original Music or Comedy Score.
That's a joke.
Wait, best screenplay over
Best
Saving
Screenplay.
Private Ryan.
I know, right? Like, are you
That's a
nuts?
joke.
Even Thin Red Line came out in '98, so that was nominated too. That's
Life
better.
is Beautiful.
Just know this movie is up there for most Oscars for one movie ever, I bet.
That's a joke. What's funny, and no one talks about that movie unless they're talking about how it won over Saving Private Ryan is bullshit.
That's literally the only
Pretty much.
context I ever hear this movie brought up in. Is when people bitch about Saving Private Ryan not winning.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm looking up. People do generally attribute Shakespeare in Love winning to Harvey Weinstein. Aggressive Oscar campaign.
See?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think maybe we need to rescind this award.
Yep. Give it to his rightful owner.
Give it to the rightful owner. And then we could do that with one of the other movies we're going to talk about.